Hey up, I'm Fou and welcome back to another episode of RimWorld. Let's get back to construction, building and whatever else we do in our relatively sized colony, our tribal colony. Which I must say is certainly quite turning out with the number of people. Now what is it, a few minor break risks? Yeah, we already know about that. But one thing I never got around to checking is, did we have enough spare beds? Let's see. Bower, I see one unowned bed, and that's for prisoners. But I think that's every other bed used up, and yeah, well, one medical bed, fair enough. So we need more rooms. Wow, we've gone through a lot of beds. Okay, I'll have to work out where to place them, because we're very restricted in the amount of space we have available. That said, I think I might actually put it along the top wall. Yeah, I think the top wall, somewhere along here, will be the best location for maybe another set of rooms. But we'll see how it goes. Let's continue it playing. Yep, so people are building the outside wall. So what I want to do now is actually work on building the bottom wall just here. We'll actually make it the full distance into the mountain. There's no reason why not. And this may be an area where we can put a isolated set of batteries. So leave a gap and then put two batteries which are on a separate network. So a switch. Putting a switch somewhere just along the line, because I think that would help a lot. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, but yep, Toxo, awesome. You are doing exactly what I want. Chopping the wood, and you're going to start planting all the potato plants, which in theory all have the sun lamp and the rest of the walls and everything else. Once people get around to building it, they're not restricted, are they? No, everyone's unrestricted, and of course, I always forget this. Let's fix up Orange's work schedule. Yeah, so just keeping it in line, so 22 and 2300 people should be asleep, and then, you know, they'll continue to sleep until they're ready to wake up in the morning. Make sure everyone gets a right amount of sleep. That said, I really should be checking as well is if we have any night owls, because we always need to sort of just change things around just a little to help them out. So they're asleep during the daytime, and yeah, okay, Val, and awake during the nighttime. So Val is one. And I think that is it. Val, you're the only person that we're going to help out, so let's try and do that. And we're also running out of food as well. Bower, you're not managing to keep up. Looks like we might have to get a second person onto cooking. Okay, Val, whereabouts are you? Val, you're here, which is the wrong tab to use. We need to change your workflow. So if it's 22, 23, maybe putting you to bed at around about 9 in the morning, I think. Would be relatively close. Or, nah, actually do 11 and 12. Because that's essentially a 6-hour shift of the sleeping time. So something along these lines should help Val out, make them a little happier, and should keep them from being too grumpy and snapping on us. Anyhow, I just realised we can actually mark this one for deconstruction. There's one block left, and then we can continue building down across and the rest of the areas. Awesome, but since it is night time, I will see you guys in just a sec. Okay, still got a few minor break risks that I'm thinking we can try and do something about, probably now if anything. So let's take a look at least one of these people and see what they're complaining about. So, Trader, you are complaining still about your friend's death. That, though, is about to expire in a couple of days. Wearing worn-out apparel, okay, well, we are working on new clothing, which, of course, who was it? Bower? No, it wasn't Bower who was working on it. Whoever it was, I cannot see them down there. Okay. I probably can click on this and find out. So Trado, what else are you having issues with Trado? Rebuff to Valken, fair enough. Bad romance. And moderate amount of pain, which the pain I don't think we can do too much about, and they're just stab scars. Okay, that's a little bit of a shame, but if we can get some smoked, what are these called? They're called, I don't see them. Sorry, joints. That's what I am considering. So we get the joints up, and that should at least give something people to smoke, and, you know, a bit of a relaxing material. But of course we need to be working on food, and there's so many things we got to work on. Okay, let's take a second look at things. So hopefully people get around to constructing these walls. It's only wood, and then of course there is wood right around the place. Wandering, and yet we're gathering the materials, but I'd hope that we don't have to eat raw food. So yeah, trader, you do need to speed up. And I'm just wondering as well, your skill in cooking is what at the moment? Cooking is at a 9. Okay. We just need to produce more food because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people to deal with. 10 people is quite a lot of people. I think this is probably one of the largest colonies I've ever had. And oh my god, we actually have medication. That'll help us prevent, slow down those infections and keep our colonists alive. But we are running out of room. We are running out of room everywhere. Oh, I'm not happy with this. So what are we going to do about it? Well, there's a few things we can do. I think it may be possible to remove this block here, and the rest of this building should stay. Well, it gives us 1 extra tile if we remove it, and we shouldn't have any roof collapse if we go along those lines. What else could we do? Well, to be honest, I don't think we can really expand this zone out too much. This will be its maximum size. Most likely what I can do is actually see if we can shift the wood blocks somewhere else, maybe even the leather, to a separate room. That would be worth doing, and I wonder, how many blocks do we have over here? Can we mine out part of this mountain? Let's see. If we want to keep the wall there, that gives us a 2 by 2, sorry, which is 4 blocks in total. That's not enough space to just really store things in. Okay. Have to consider elsewhere. Now, we were planning to put a few rooms along the top just to give us extra space to work with, extra rooms to work with in case we get another colonist. Don't know whether or not we're going to go ahead with that, because we may actually need to use those rooms for storage now, because we are running out of space. Okay, let's keep things moving on, deconstruct the wall and work out how big an area we can actually build in terms of our room along the top. I've got a feeling that even the wind turbine might be a little bit of an issue. Possibly. Okay, let's just see how things go. It's the best that we can ever do. So we want to... Am I looking at the right tab? I am. Deconstruct. I always forget that it's at the very start. Deconstruct, and then we can chop the 2 trees just there. And there, and also these 2, I think. Yeah, because there's no need to keep potatoes on this side of the wall anymore, because we sort of split the zones. That said, I might even remove these as well, these 2 zones. I don't know. Still thinking about it. I'm not quite sure about a lot of things. So I need to make sure that we try and work on, or try and do the best thing possible for this colony. Anyhow, I think it is also time, given that we're about up to the last walls, to put a door in. Because of course this all needs to be sealed in to keep it a solid temperature and stuff. Which means a heater and cooler also needs to be placed in this sort of room. So hopefully I'll remember to do that. So first things first, place a door. Second thing is the cargo pods. So cargo pods, a wreck, and we get megatherium leather. Well, that will certainly be a nice addition to our stockpile, our overflowing stockpile essentially. Oh, what are we going to do about this? Okay. I want to get people to deconstruct this, so when people start doing that, I'll basically jump to that. Excellent, thank you Sparkles. Finally, we can get back on to doing a bit of building. I love how Fou just picked all of them up, so like a vacuum just going and picking it all up. But no, back onto the building. So, Tongue-Tied Fou originally was trying to work out where things were being placed, and why did you just roof that? Okay, let me just quickly mark the unroofing and then go to the wedding, because that's actually happening right now. And of course I always like to be around when the wedding starts, never when it finishes. So expand to no roof area. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know why they want to roof it. Oh, this area over here is probably roofed as well, which is why the potato plants were never growing. Okay. Okay, well, I've marked it. That should be unmarked, and so on and so on. So the wedding. Let's take a look. Everyone's coming in. Was it everyone? Apart from Freckles, who is Dog, and Val and Trader, who are on the other side of the map. But come on, guys. It's time to enjoy a wedding. Or the celebrations, at least. So, what are we seeing currently? We are yet to see the marriage ceremony, which is happening right away. Awesome. You're sitting behind a wall, Sparkles. I'm not quite sure they can see you when you do the wedding itself. So this is Kangaroo and Sparkles. So whereabouts is Sparkles? Kangaroo's over there. Kangaroo, you probably should be up near the altar itself, or our wall altar, which Sparkles is talking to. And where is Sparkles? Oh wait, Sparkles is up there. Kangaroo, he should be up there as well. Thank you, that's much better. And the marriage happens. Huzzah! Just checking, that was everyone on the map now? Yeah, everyone's in the room. And they're beginning to celebrate the occasion, which means they get the positive mood buff, which should be really good for our people's moods. Attended a wedding, a plus 25. That definitely counteracts a lot of the negative issues that we've been, negative moodlets that we've been seeing with our colonists. But unfortunately, I would love it if, where is B. Bauer? I need you to start doing more cooking, because you are our cook, correct? You're on 11 when it comes to cooking. Let's quickly check the menu itself. Yeah, you are the cook. So I really want to pull you out of this and make sure you get cooking done, because we're down to 36 pemmican, which isn't enough. Oh, what are we going to do with you? Okay. Think it might be time to get a second electric stove and someone to do more cooking, because we're not producing anywhere near enough in this colony. Not even with a full-time cook. Yep, and Sparkles just ate all that pemmican pretty much. Yep, so second table, which means we need more room, which means we need a lot of things. Okay. First, let's see. This is completely walled off now. Excellent. So we can officially put a power conduit over them and start getting this area set up for plant growing officially. Now the second thing is a room. Now we are a little bit restricted when it comes to the position of the room, given the wind turbine. I suspect we can work around it without any issues though. So let's build a wooden wall. No need to waste materials, stone where I can. So I guess we can just probably pull it along here and across. I think I might remove the horseshoes as well, just to give us more space to work with. So something like this. So it's only, what's that, 3 by 12, 36 block spaces. I think we might want more than that. And we still need rooms. Yeah, we couldn't really divide these into very spacious rooms. Prisoner rooms possibly, but spacious rooms no. Okay, so that will definitely be turned into a stockpile of sorts. I think I might end up paving all these areas as well, because people walk quite heavily along these paths. Okay, so that's one storage room, and we really do need to consider a second and a third storage room. And even more sleeping rooms and more food storage areas and cooking locations, and oh, the list is endless. Okay, well, this feels a little bit cheap of me doing it like this, but what I'm going to do is going to build a copy of the electric stove just in here. It's not the nicest of locations, but it's also close to the food, and it's still a bit of a walking distance away from the actual pantry. How about if we move one of these and place this table somewhere else? You know, I think, let's see, how many blocks is it? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is a 1 by 3 table. I think what we can do is we can build a copy of the stonecutter's table and place it just over here. I think that's going to be the best location for it. I was considering, mining out part of the wall here. That doesn't look too bad, honestly. Oh, what am I going to do? Prefer to maximize the space, and I really do want to keep this area open because it's good for fighting. Okay, now I'm very sure I know what to do. So what we're going to do is mine out these 2 blocks and then place a table along the back wall, give us an area to sit, and the blocks are right behind them. It's not very beautiful or not very pretty, so our colonist, whoever's working the table, will be complaining about it, but it will be worth it. Yep, so Bauer won't be Bauer. Bauer? You're our chef, yet you're producing blocks because Kanga's at the table. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, see, that's the issue, is we do need a second table. Make sure that we're producing enough meals for everyone. And sorry, Bauer, do you mind if I can just get you to finish off the slate wall? Yeah, get it done. And this one. And I think I'll probably just let you go because, of course, once again, it is night time in our sun colony, or sun village. Oh, I wasn't watching that. Hey, we've got it all done, all mined out, so someone can get around to cleaning that, and then we can place a chair and a table. So let's build a copy of the work of the wood stonecutter's table. Oh, and what's this? We have a research electric smelting, which means we can smith items without fuel, and the electric smelter. Ooh, fancy. Well, that also took forever to get done. So let's take a look at the research and get something else started ASAP. Part of me wants to do auto doors, another part of me wants to do hydroponics, but since we have enough areas of dirt around to use, hydroponics isn't that crucial. But shipbuilding and getting off of this barren planet, or, well, it's not so much of a barren planet with the proper food and whatnot, but this RimWorld of ours needs shipbuilding, which is a long way off. Okay, where are we looking? Alright, let's just go with solar panels. We can always use solar panels, apart from when it's an eclipse. Because no sun, of course. So let's get back to building the stonecutter's table and setting things all back up, but on the outside now. I hope as well someone gets around to roofing this. Let me check. I haven't restricted it, have I? Clear no roof area? Okay. Just expand the roof area. Hopefully I can expand it all the way over that area. I'd like to do it like that, and also this needs to be roofed as well. Which I think I need to include the wall. Yep, there we go. Awesome. Glad you got it done, and let's build a copy of the horseshoe pins somewhere else. You can have your fun elsewhere. Probably... let's see, I can't place it right next to the turbines, but just to the north of the turbine. Yeah. So someone can build it there. So we'll deconstruct this horseshoe pin, make sure we get a door in, work on the paths, and mark this as a proper stockpile room as well. So I think I'll just mark it for a stockpile right away. Copy the settings and paste them over. So that's just a little bit extra storage to work with. It's not much. Also door here, and wooden wall. There we go. So that'll get done, and it'll gives us another place. I think I might make this priority for wood. I think we can drop the keep the wood in this outside area. Because we never really have to use wood for all of these items. We do have to use wood for short bows and whatnot. Yeah, gonna prioritize this one with wood for sure. So let's get into listing and say clear all, and then just find wood. Wood, actually, there's a thought. Why don't we keep all of our raw resources out there, apart from plant matter, because we don't want plant matter to decay where possible, because we're not getting through a lot of this fast enough. So hopefully that will move all the stone blocks, gold, jade, plasteel, silver, steel, uranium, and wood into that stockpile, which I believe is one of the space hogs, the wood, and the other second space hog seems to be a lot of the leathers, which I think we can leave in there for the time being because we'll have the space now. And hey, we've actually got some beer, 24 units of beer, which I'm assuming came from this fermenting barrel. Now we've still got a few days before the other barrels are done, but that's a good number of beer, and that should keep our colonists a little happier, I should say. Awesome. So one of the last things I'm going to do is build a copy of the chair just outside, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, time to get this table built up. So we're going to grab the electric stove, and once Trader's finished deconstructing the table, like so, build a copy and make sure to set up the same builds that we had originally. So the pemmican and then cooking the simple meals, because yep, we're out of food once more, even the pemmican. Could have got to this a little earlier because everyone's eating raw food. Not that it's too much of an issue, we do have enough in storage. And Guillermo is being attacked by a warg. Oh, how did that get in? You know, I've been trying to make sure that we don't have too many big violent animals in. But Guillermo is, well, that was one hit and you're next to death. Well, this doesn't look too good for you, does it? One thing is, it's time to hunt this warg. It is killing one of our pet dogs. I don't think Guillermo has a master, though. You have, let's see. Your mother, father, yeah, we know about that. Haven't been trained yet. Wait a second. Wait. Oh, that was one of the Yorkshire Terriers that came out of the essentially frostbitten dog. Ooh. Well, it looks like we're going to lose them. I don't think there's much we can do. Can we get anyone over there in time? I do not suspect so. So Bauer, let's put you over here. Toxo, you've got a personal shield and incapable of violence. Kanga, you've got a pillar. Let's place you over here. Orange, you've got a melee weapon, so let's get you to melee attack the warg and see how this turns out. Hopefully we can keep Gilmo alive. Trader, you're drinking. You're probably not going to be very good at the knife, especially if you're inebriated. Though it doesn't seem to be the case because you're still drinking. Anyone else we can grab? Don't suspect so, but I think there we go. Gilmo is dead. Time to get rid of this warg. Let's actually hold Grange off for a little, Orange off for a second. Make sure people are in, and now you can melee attack. Because yeah, the warg will ignore us for a little bit of time. So hopefully we can do a bit of damage to it. Which means Orange, you need to hit it a few times. Yep. Though those bruises are... How much damage are they doing? They're only doing about 3 damage per hit. Which does cause a substantial amount of pain. Yep, and it is still ignoring us because it's eating the corpse. I suspect that in just a second it will turn around and then bite us, and there we go. It did hit us. Let me see. So Orange, how badly were you hurt? Just a single bite to the torso. 20 out of 40 health. That did do a fairly large amount of damage, but the warg is down. It ignored us for the entire time. Awesome. So Kanga, unrecruit, and same with you, Bauer, and we'll just get Orange to melee attack it to death. As that's karma. That's what happens, karma. That's what happened. What? Yeah, blah 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 blah. That's what happens, warg. Karma comes and bites you around. Yep, that sounds really cruel. Hitting that warg to death. Hopefully, Orange, you can put it out of its misery sometime soon. Thank you. Yeah, that took way too long, but that'll give us a bit of meat to work with, and especially be able to produce a few more bits of pemmican. So, I'm going to copy the builds from this table into the second table, and hopefully we can get 2 cooks going at once. And with the power of editing magic, we have both sets of builds set up. I probably have forgotten not to cook with insect meat. Remember, of course, yeah, here we go, insect meat. I knew it. It always leaves it on, though my preference is to turn it off, because people complain when they eat insect meat-based meals. It can't be too bad for you, but that's been turned off. Awesome. Can't complain there. So let's continue on, and it's the second table, and hopefully someone gets around to using it. Except Bauer's getting around to using it, so officially we have 2 cooks. But do we? No, we don't. Bauer's the only person currently cooking. And now Trader's on board. Awesome. So we should be able to keep up with the amount of meals required. Aha! Realised we made a mistake. We didn't make a mistake. We're fine. Oop! And Fou is being attacked by a timber wolf. Where are you, Fou? Because that could be deadly to your health. I should double click. And you're all the... Oh. You know, of course I'd forget something. I cannot believe I forgot about this. Okay. A poison ship. I have... Okay, what are we going to do about it? Well, we're going to attack it in just a second, once I get Fou patched up, I think. And why are you hunting Fou? Fou, you won't be able to do anything, will you? No, you're going to flee. Let's recruit you, let's pull you all the way over here, and hopefully get a few people out and over there. Don't think we'll be able to get to Fou in time, but we'll do our best. Okay, we're going to recruit, and we're going to get them down here, and Fou, of course, is going to be running back, actually. Let's see if we can place people just here. Fou should be able to run back relatively close. Actually, Falcon, you're the closest to Fou. Assuming Fou can still run. Yep, Fou can still run. You're going to have a hard time getting away from the dog. So maybe Falcon can provide a little bit of support for you. And we're nearly in range to help you out, Fou. Just keep on moving. You can make it. This timber wolf will leave you alone. Yep. And of course you shot Fou as well. Fou is having an awful time right now. Falcon. Okay. That wasn't great. Fou is certainly in a bit of pain, with certainly a number of bites, scratches, and gunshot wounds. No lost body parts yet, though I don't suspect it will take too long. So Falcon, keep on firing and make sure that Fou is fine. Oh, can we get people down here? We really need a bit of help. Falcon, fire, melee attack, just to, you know, get the attention away from Fou. And keep it going. Fou must stay alive. Come on. It's heavily injured and it's still not interested in us. Fou, if you die, I cannot believe this is the way that Fou will go out of this world. Yeah, this is an incredibly large amount of injuries. I wonder, Falcon, can we get you to fire at the dog? It's point blank, so you shouldn't miss. There we go. Oh, that was incredibly close. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to pull Fou, get Falcon to rescue Fou, get them patched up, and hopefully see if they survive, or Fou survives. It's an incredibly large amount of injuries. It's not looking too good. So, actually, who is our doctor? It's not Falcon, is it? No, our only two doctors are Kanga and Trado. So I'm going to send one of these people back, probably Trado for the time being. And Trado will be able to patch up Fou if Falcon can get back in time. Wow, that was incredibly close, and Fou could have lost it then. And I wouldn't have been too impressed with that. But it is time, of course, to set people up behind these defences. So, Kanga, you're the peeler. I'll put you on the right side. Val, I would prefer to keep you back where possible, so we'll place you behind the first wooden pillar. Sparkles, obviously onto the front line. Same with you, Bower. And Orange, you have a melee weapon, and yet that mace wasn't very good, was it? Okay, I think we're going to replace that and give you something of a little bit of quality. Looks like this is a limestone club for 45%. But there is a plus steel gladius, 99% normal quality, which it is a melee weapon and will do a lot more damage. So that should of course help you out. So where is Falcon with Fou? Okay, it's still carrying Fou, and Fou is still alive, so it's still very close. So Falcon, you're going to consume a simple meal? No, you're not. You're going to stand over here, and then once Fou gets put in the bed, which is the case, we'll get you to treat. You're not assigned to doctoring, right? Because you're Toxo. Trado, where are you? You're making pemmican. I'm going to let you finish making that and get you to treat Fou ASAP. Fou must not die. And yet you're getting over there and starting to patch up Fou. Awesome. So let's see, just in terms of the injuries. Now, just looking through the list of injuries on Fou, we don't actually have any lost body parts, which is good. We can make a quote-unquote full recovery, though we still have to concern ourselves with scars, which will of course cause a little bit of pain. So let's see, bites on the neck and head, scratches on the nose. There is a cut scar from a knife in the left eye. There's a bite scar in the right eye, which probably means you're not very good with your eyes anymore. Okay, your torso has scratches, gunshot wounds, more scratches, and bite wounds, which is 2 out of 40. Wow, we were incredibly close. Fou may have kicked the bucket. Because, of course, when the health of the body part gets down to 0, they lose the part. You can't exactly lose a torso and keep on living, can you now? So we've got the left arm, 16 out of 30, right arm, 21 out of 30, left arm, yeah, it's a lot more, just the rest of them are scratches, so see how this goes. Keep on playing and make sure people are alive. Now, I'm actually going to unrecruit people. This is not going to be the time. I want to make sure that Fou is up and ready. Okay, but knowing that there is a crashed poison ship, I remember that for the very next episode that we're in. You know, I am honestly surprised that I forgot about this, and that is a really bad thing for me to do. But no, next time we'll get around with dealings, and well, we've got our walls and defences built up, so there isn't too much to worry about. But actually, one of you guys, you could haul in the Timberwolf, can't you? Val can't haul. How about you, Sparkles? You can. But you won't because what? Why did that go back at me? Okay. Never mind. It's doing it. And hopefully we can grab Kangaroo in just a second. Once you've finished eating the meal. Yep, hauling the SMG. There we go. No item left outside. Okay, Fou, pull through it. You've got a lot more patching to go, and you are now below 100% bleed rate, so you won't bleed out by the end of the day. Medicine is still being used to treat you, and that is everything. Not very high quality bandaging, very poor quality as it's marked down here, but you should stay alive, and hopefully no infections. That's another thing that I'm going to cross my fingers for at the moment. Whew, okay. That was an interesting end to this episode, but we'll have to leave it here. Do we want to leave it here? Oh wait, one more thing. We can always fit one more thing in. It's always one more thing. Power cables. We need to get one in to this area. So what I actually want to do is put a power switch just here and bring the conduit just, what is it, probably only needs like 1 or 2 blocks to get in range of the sun lamp. So that should work out fine. Okay, there we go. That's all I was going to do, just a little bit extra. In case I forget about it, ergo crashed poison ship. Ooh, I can be forgetful at times, but as I was saying before, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We have certainly had an interesting end to this episode with Fou's major injuries. Luckily Fou can pull through, but we'll have to see how that goes in the next episode. So if you have anything to say, feel free to leave it in the comments below. So, as I've said in the past and will say in the future, I'll see you around sometime.